Okay, great leaders. We want to continue our problem still on simple interest, and today we'll be looking at amount. We're considering amount today. This amount that we have here is not referring to how much or a quantity of a particular thing, but I am looking at it as a different concept in simple interest. So we'll be treating this concept properly in our class today. The formula for, we have already treated principal, we've dealt with time, we've treated interest and rate. We want to look at amounts to round up this aspect of this business math so that we can deal with our compound interest. Formula for amount is simply principal plus interest. Formula for amount is principal plus interest. So we're going to apply this formula quickly in solving some problems. Look at this problem. Find the amount payable. Find the amount payable on A. 350 naira for 3 years at 3%. B. 200 naira for 5 years at 3%. C. 400 naira for 3.5 years at 4.5%. We shall be dealing with these problems quickly. But before we do that, you should take this quickly. You cannot solve for amount if you don't know the interest. In the problems we have in number A, 350 naira is our principal. Number B, 200 naira is our principal. Number C, 400 naira is our principal. So in this A, B, and C, in our A, B, and C, we have our principals given to us already. 350, 200, and 400. So you cannot find the amount of each of these problems if you don't know their respective interest. So I need to find the interest of A, find the interest of B, find the interest of C. If you know the interest of A, add it back to the principal. Whatever you have is called the amount. So we want to apply the formula here quickly. Solution. For A, our interest formula is PRT all over 100, and that will be 350 times 3 times 3 all over 100. This will cancel this. 5 here is 2, 5 here is 7. Nothing will cancel further. So our interest will simply be, this will be 21 times 3, that will be 63 all over 2. You can change your answer if you like to mixed fraction. That will be 3, 1 over 2. That's what we're going to have at this point. Or you put it in decimal form as 31.5. We have 31.5. So our amount now will be, since amount is principal plus interest, our amount will be 350 plus 31.5. 350 plus 31.5, that will give us 381.5, and approximately your answer could be written as 382 naira. This is our amount. Our amount is 382 naira, or your answer can also be written in decimal form as 381 naira 0.5. It is writing a 381 naira 0.5 in the nearest only that we have, or approximating that number. So we have 382 naira. That is our final answer when we approximated this particular result. Let us deal with the B question. Let us see how to deal with the B question. B is 200 naira for 5 years at 3%. So I'll need to find my interest for B. That will be 200 naira times 5 times 3 all over 100. This will cancel this. This will cancel this. This one is simple and direct. I will be 2 times 5 is 10. Times that is 30 naira. So our amount will simply be principal plus interest, and that will be 200 plus 30. Our final answer will be 230 naira. Do not forget I said, before you can solve for the amount, you should be able to solve for the principal. Before you can get your answer for the amount, solve for the interest. If you know your interest, then add your interest to the principal that you have in the question given to you. Then whatever answer you have is called the amount. You are going to carefully solve this problem. Find the amount payable on 400 naira for 3.5 years at 4.5%. Do not forget, always change your answers back to improper fractions. This will be 7 over 2 years, and this will be 9 over 2%. So if you're working with 7 over 2 here, I'll be working with 9 over 2 and 400. So carefully solve and get your interest value. Then if you know your interest, add your interest to the 400, whatever answer you have, then that should be the correct answer if properly solved. I will check the answer if you have to forward that to me, still on the internet solving. So try to go through this, go through my examples, what I've solved so far, carefully, and ensure you get the best out of it to help you solve what we have here. Do not forget, amount is simply principal plus interest. In our next class, we shall deal with more problems. Thank you.